Good morning, dear students. Today we're going to discuss about the concept called from marketing analysis to market analytics, scope and overview. Let me introduce myself, Dr. Manoj Kumar Das. I did my post-graduation economics, econometrics as my specialization, MPhil in economics, MBA in marketing, qualified net, and PhD in econometrics. And I let me discuss. First, I thanks to my mentors who helped me a lot in my academic career. Professor G. Desmukh sir, Director at IIIT Gwalior, Professor N.K. Sharma sir, Professor, Inter Professor from IIT Kanpur, Professor B.K. Mohanty sir, Professor I.M. Lucknow, Professor Satyabhushan Das, Professor I.M. Lucknow, and my guide, Professor Vijay Kumar Panda from Brahmanpur University, Odisha. First, what is data analytics? We are having a different softwares available for analytics. Some are using R, some are using SAS, some are using SPSS, some are using analytical tools called eViews, MATLAB, so many things. But question arises, why we require all these softwares for analyzing the data, and why and what is the objective of this? When you will use SPSS and when you will use eViews, that should be more interesting to know before going to data analysis. So I don't want to spend more time on this. Besides my IIIT Gwalior as my regular faculty, I'm also visiting faculty at IIM Indore from 2016 onwards for two subjects called marketing analytics and retail analytics. And I published 6 books. These are you can find, if you Google it from Dr. Manoj Das, you can find my book. I've already organized more than 17 FTP and also attended 67 institute as a trainer, as a resource person for FTP and multivariate and multi-gate analysis. This is my lab in IIIT Gwalior, where I developed a behavioral economics and analytics lab. And the objective of this lab is to analyze the big data, retail sectors, consumer decision-making style, optimization techniques, market, then consumer decision-making modeling, and digital marketing. The agenda for discussion of today's class is, first we talk about big data, then we'll talk about data analytics, then we'll discuss about scope of marketing analytics, then market analytics and applications, and what are the tools and techniques that are going to be used in marketing analytics. And followed by, I will ask the questions and answers, if any, in your mind. So let's talk about analytics. The most important part of any manager or any policymaker or any researcher is to solve a problem. And for that, we have to use visualizations that can help us visualization. We can also use estimation. We can also use from inferences from data, and we will also use for implication from data, forecasting of data, and for strategy making. And analytics helps all the things. It helps us to estimate. It helps us to visualize. It helps us to forecasting the data. It also helps us to find out the implication of data for policymaker and the managers or bureaucrats. It also helps us to find out inferences from the data. And lastly, it also helps to develop strategy. Suppose a retailer wants to know consumer behavior pattern of the purchase of product in 2 categories, national brand or local brand. It means the retailer wants to know, okay, what is the behavioral pattern of the consumer, whether he will purchase the brand, national brand, or the regional brand or local brand. Suppose I want to find out what factor influencing the customer satisfied a mall, in a mall. Also, we want interested to know product intimacy and cross-selling and upselling strategy, how to control the churn rate in retail mall, how to increase the customer lifetime value, how to prioritize the retail strategy to reach optimum level of profit and sales, how to address complex problems and analyze cause and effect in complex situations, how to measure the competitor strategy and ranking the different retail units, how to measure customer feedback and develop our strategies, how to check fraud detection in a mall, how to analyze the buying pattern of the consumer. For all these issues, we are using market analytics. Similarly, suppose a credit rating agency wants to rate individual to classify them into good lending risk or bad lending risk. A retail outlier wants to know the consumer behavioral pattern to purchase a product already we discussed. A student want to know attitudes towards travel to this place. And suppose we want to find out what are the dimensions of service quality in banking sector or other retail sector. And I want to also know the factor affecting performance appraisal in particular industry. Once we have decided what is to be analyzed, then comes the issue of how it's to be done. And it takes us to market analytics. It includes customer analytics, product analytics, service analytics, supply chain management analytics, promotion analytics, and price analytics. And if you think that you are curious enough to look for answers, these issues, then you have to equip yourself with all these tools that are going to be discussed. Some of the tools and interesting tools that generally you are using is exploratory factor analysis, confirmatory factor analysis, cluster analysis, this is RFM means recency frequency monetary value analysis, churn analysis, customer lifetime value analysis, text analytics, multiple regression analysis, dummy variable regression analysis, profit model, market basket analysis, cart analysis, conjoint analysis, multi-dimensional scaling, balanced scorecard, analytical of hierarchical process, DMATER, decision making and trial and evolution laboratory, TOPSIS, CART, neural network, ANP, DEA, image analytics, video analytics, text analytics, NLP, that is called natural language processing, decision tree, churn analysis, break-even analysis, CART analysis, ECRM, MCRM, ICRM. And I hope in coming sessions, I will explain one tools in every day, or I will prepare a video for each and every tool to help everybody to analyze the things or to understand the things. So this is data. That is in 2009, my figures look like, this is called big data. Today I'm looking like this. Now from this picture, it is clear that there is a difference from 2009 to 2020. What is the difference? It is called volume, velocity, and veracity. It means if it's data, then we have to analyze. But if it's big data, then we'll go for analytics. If it's data, and then we'll do estimation. If it is big data, we'll do visualization. So it is clearly distinguished between when you are having a data, a small numbers, or we collected data from sample, you have to analyze through estimations. And when you have a different types of data, volume is high, variety is different, and big in size, okay, then for that case, we have to customize the things to data mining, and that can be analyzed through data visualization, which is called analytics. What is the objective of research? The objective of research is to make decisions, and that decisions can be carried out whether you first analysis or analytics. For example, when you come to analysis, then it means it is structure. You prepare a questionnaire, then you collect the data, then you have to estimate, then you analyze, like chi-square test, t-test, f-test, multiple regression, factor analysis, cluster analysis, conjoint. These are all based upon the sample data or structural data. But when suppose I wrote a message in Facebook, find out the coronavirus is really affecting the informal sectors or is affecting the poorer society. And when I posted this message to the Facebook, Twitter, I have number of feedbacks. It means some feedbacks are in textual, some figures in quantitative, some figures are in image, some are video. So the data are different. Volume, velocity, and velocity is different. So from these, where here you have to collect the data through questionnaire, but you have to customize the data through data mining. You apply data mining tools, because whatever data or information required, accordingly I have to be collected through data mining. Then here you have to estimate, here you have to visualization. And that is called analytics. So it means analysis through estimation through structured questionnaire data, analytics through visualization through data mining from big data, which is unstructured and that is structured. There are 4 types of analytics. One is called descriptive analytics, that is what is happening. Then predictive analytics, that is what is likely to happen. Prescriptive analytics, what should I do when the problem arises, and diagnosis, why did it happen. So any research will start with descriptive, then diagnosis, then predictive, next prescriptive. What is happening, why it happens, what is likely to happen, and what should do about it. So, if you use all four analytics types of analytics in our research, then it is a complete. So, when you talk about analysis, we call it a BI model. BI means visualizations, inferences, and modeling. So, for that, basically, you start with statistics, then you should know about econometrics, you should know about research methodology, then you should know about optimization techniques. You should know some software like SPSS, SAS, EViews, R, Stata. Then you should know some minimum part of mathematics. Once you know the fundamental basics of stats, econometric, methodology, optimization, and mathematical tools, then we have to try to find out, can you go for multivariate analysis or I can go for multi-criteria analysis. So both the two tools very important for marketing sectors, and for everything is required logic and reasoning. Lastly, required data mining. So analytics. So if a person has a very good sound in logic and reasoning, and he should know some basic statistics, basic econometrics, and basic methodology, then he can apply analytical tools in his research. And for that, what is required? First, you have to visualize. From visualization, you get the inferences. From the inferences, then you have to model. So we call it as a analytical and with BI model. That is called visualization, inferences, and modeling. So already I explained data analytical scope. So start with visualization, that is from graph, pictures, image, trends, then go for insight. It means we'll find out inferences, perception, trending, and relationship. Then have to measure through either deterministic model, stochastic model, or through algorithm, or expert opinion method, or if it is complex, then you go for Fauci analysis. We can use for decision making, that is marketing, you will find out ROI, return on investment, measuring customer lifetime value, that is a CLV, measure brand equity. In financing, we'll be using for price, revenue, break-even point, net present values, higher internal rate of return. In HR, we're using these analytical tools for competency mapping, performance measurement, retention of the employees, and compensation strategy. If the operation, we can use for supply chain management, assignment, product analysis, total quality management, inventory model, etc. As for Peter Drucker, the overriding objective of any business is to create a customer. Given that, it follows that marketing has three primary goals. First is new customer acquisition. Second, current customer retention. And third, marketing mix optimization. That is called economic rationalization. So, three things is a big challenge for any marketer: how to attract new customer, how to retain your customer, and how to get more customer lifetime value for your business. That is the three basic things for every marketing analytics look for. Therefore, if you on the basis of the above objective, the goal of marketing database analytics is to contribute to the creation of informational advantages by providing an ongoing flow of decision guiding competitively advantageous knowledge. These are the commercial software for video analytics, that Excel, SAS, Statistica, then the MATLAB, SPSS, SQL, Click, Tableau, HOS, Correspondence, Spark are like this. So, but it's not necessary to learn all these softwares. We can know any one of the software which will use for your research work. So this is my scope would be I will explain 10 tools and technique in these sessions, 8 experiments, 4 case discussion, and the focus should be customer analytics, product analytics, price analytics, and multivariate tools. Let's start customer analytics. What is the objective of customer analytics? If you want to understand your customer, if you want to know sentiment of the customer, if you want to know retaining your customer, if you want to find out the customer lifetime value, if you're tracking your best customers, if you want understanding or to know about buying behavior of the consumers, if you want to know what are the challenges in digital market, and if you want to know the consumer decision making style as per the stores, this is your objectives, then the following tools and techniques are going to be used for your work. There is first is exploratory factor analysis. Second is you should know confirmatory factor analysis. Third, you should know cluster analysis. Fourth, you should know recency, frequency, monitorable analysis, then churn analysis, and CL, that is the customer lifetime value analysis, and text analytics. If you're interested in product analytics, it means to know position of the product, analyzing the profitability, effective analysis and losses, tracking product movements, product intimacy, and cross-selling and upselling strategy. For this is your objectives, then following tools and techniques are going to be used in our research. What are they? Multiple regression analysis, dummy variable regression analysis, profit model, market basket analysis, cart analysis, conjoint analysis, multi-dimensional scaling, and so these are the following tools and techniques we use for product analytics. I will explain one by one, okay, coming within 5 to 10 minutes. Then if objective is called competitor analytics, what is their objectives? To benchmark who is find more competitive, whether you go for aggressive or defense strategy, whether you go for entry or exit in the market. If you want to know the behavior of the brands, if you want to know the product movements, prioritizing those strategies, then to understand the cause and effect of your complex situations. Then, if you want to know rank your competitors and develop a structural model of marketing strategy, and if you want to measure the efficiency, this is your objectives to meet benchmarking, competitive, whether go for aggressive or defensive, whether you want entry and exit, how the brands will be affecting, how products are moved, what are the priorities I have to use for getting more and more profit, to know the cause and effect, to know ranking your competitors, and develop structural model and to measure efficiency. For that case, you are using the following tools and techniques. What are they? Balance scorecard, analytical, that is spelling mistake, hierarchical process, DMATL, TOPSIS, DMATL also spelling mistake, is DMATL, decision making, and analytical trial and laboratory, TOPSIS, CART, neural network, ANP, and data environment analysis. These are the following tools and techniques we are using to measuring the competitors. If you are interested to know promotion analytics, then if this is your objectives, selecting right media, effecting promotion, find out rate of return on investment and promotional expenses, to understand customers, their feedbacks, and to reaction or advertisement. For that case, you are going to be used image analytics, video analytics, text analytics, NLP, decision tree. These are the 6 tools we are going to use in promotion analytics. If you are interested in service analytics, it means how to retain a customer, how to attract a customer, how to monitoring the service cap model, to find out which is the competitor or not. For that case, we're going to do churn analysis, CRM, ECRM, MCRM, ICRM. Sorry. These are the following tools and techniques we're going to use for service analytics. And if you're interested in price analytics, this is your objective, to find out, to manage the demand, find out more sustainable, to find out more profitability, more competitive, then following tools and techniques are going to be used. That is elasticity of demand analysis, break-even analysis, marketing and revenue and marketing, marginal revenue and marginal cost analysis, input and output analysis, and there is a cattle and pricing strategies. Therefore, the big question is, can you identify your best customers? You know who your customers are, and you know which customer you just lost and which ones you are about to lose. Can you identify who are the loyal customers, buy often but spend very little? And can you target customers who are willing to spend the most at your store? If this is your questions, and if you want to know more about this, then there is a technique called RFM. It means recency, frequency, and monetary value analysis, where we are engaging with the retailers to understand how to cluster, to measure the cluster of their customers. It means to find out who is your best customer, who is your worst customer, what is the churn rate, or to measure the customer lifetime value, we are using RFM analysis. R means recency. When did the customer make their last purchase? Because it means how often does the customer make the purchase? Monetary means how much money does the customer spend? So in recency, we have to require the data for last order, and frequency, how many times he visited, quantity means how much order, what is the average amount he spent per organizer. But on basis of the three data, we would develop a RFM analysis to find out different things. It means we have loyal customer, to whom you target, which customer are going to be lose, which are more worthy customers, to whom you are going to target the customers, which customers are coming regularly but spend very little, which customers are coming very little but spend very huge. So this type of analysis can be carried out through RFM. Suppose there is another tool is called factor analysis. Suppose I want to know what are the factors influencing the customer to buy its product, or what are the factors affecting the consumer to purchase through online. So, and if you want, restaurant want to know that it is towards a travel tourist place, measuring satisfaction on a retail mall, or finding out the dimensions of service quality model. If this is your objectives, then we are using the call factor analysis, where we have to group all these um, the statement into different groups. Suppose here there is a five factor. We talk about what is the effectiveness of advertisement in the customer. The factor analysis is a statistical method which will be used to describe the variability among the observed correlated variable in terms of potential loyal, potential and level of unobserved. Unobserved variables. For example, it is possible to find out the variations of different variables which reflects the variation into unobserved variables. We will explain the factor analysis in our next class. The factor analysis in marketing is important because it reflects the perception of the buyer of the product. By testing the variable, it is possible for marketing professional to determine what is important to the customers of the product. Suppose I want to know in this basket, in this shopping basket, the shopper purchased a quarter of orange juice, some bananas, this detergent, some window cleaner, and 6 pack of soda. Suppose the question arises, is soda typically purchased with the bananas? Does the brand of soda make differences? What should be in the basket but it is not? Are window cleaning products purchased when detergents or orange juice are brought together? And how do the demographics of the neighborhood affect what customers buy? It means to measure the product intimacy and cross-selling space, we are using the concept called market basket analysis. Market basket analysis is also called association analysis. It is mathematical modeling techniques based upon the theory that if you buy a certain group of items, you're likely to buy another group of items. It is also used to analyze the customer purchasing behavior and helps in increasing the sales and maintaining inventory by focusing on the point of sales transaction data. We are using three rules here: support, confidence, and lead. And we'll explain in our the whole technique in our coming sessions. We have a conjoint analysis. The objective of conjoint analysis is to find out the attributes of product that respondents prefer most. The word conjoint refers to the notion that the relative value of any phenomenon can be measured jointly, which may be measured when taken individually. Here, the objective to find out what best strategy have to be given to our customer so that they are interested to purchase a product. So we'll explain the conjoint analysis, which will help us to choose product attributes, choose the value of option of each attributes, define products and combination of the attributes, and we're using these things with our processes. We are also explaining a multi-dimensional scaling, even to perceptions of your product or perception of minds of customer. Or you can say the position of the product in minds of customer or position of the competitor in minds of customer. Okay, it is also known as MDS because it measures the represent perception and preferences of respondent in perceptual space at visual display. We'll explain. So this is an example. It also helps us to find out similarity judgment of consumer, determining the degree of similarities between the pair of products. Here, this is the example. We've seen that Mazda and Toyota are more competitive, and Ford and Honda is very close, and they are equally competitive. But Ford and Mazda is not so much competitive because they're different customers. But here, BMW and BMW and Audi are strong competitors. They're closeness, but Mercedes and Toyota, there is a difference. So MDS is a class of procedure that represent perception and preferences of respondent, particularly by means of visual display. We'll discuss these topics. It helps us to measure image measurement, market segmentation, new product development, that is position of the product, pricing analysis, channel decision, and statistical construction. Also, we will use multiple regression analysis to find out which variable impact. It means, suppose I want to know what are the factors impacting the sales of the product. Suppose there are, let's take up the three independent variables: advertisement, then compensation of salesman, price, and promotion promotion expenses. I want to know out of these four, which is more impact on the sales. For this case, I'll use the multiple regression analysis. Then we'll discuss about analytical hierarchical process, which also is a multi-criteria decision-making system developed by Thomas Shetty. It is used to solve complex decision-making problem, and it is applied in various problem. And it is also there is software called expert choice. And this is our ASP we are going to use. It means prioritize our strategy and sub-strategy. For example, I want to select a vendor. Select a vendor. I am having 5 strategies to check the capabilities, processes, packaging, pricing, and quality. For capability, I have 3 another variables, supply design. So it means I have 5 target variables and 9 to 11, 16, which are there, and 13 independent variables. I want to know out of these 5 strategies, which is the more important for the vendor selection, and which is the capabilities, which is the more important, which is the process, which is more very important, which is the quality, which is more important. And out of 13, which is more important. It means I have to find out the local weight and global weight to find out the best strategy required for vendor selection. This is called D-metal to find out the to cause and effect analysis. Here, the price is affected because of demand, because of delivery, because of quality. So this graphical analysis is carried out through the concept called D-metal. This D-metal analysis is developed by the Battle Geneva Institute to analyze the real world problem dealing with mainly with interactive and map model. We'll explain the D-metal analysis in a coming session. Then we'll explain about funnel sessions. That is, these analyses are an effective way to calculate conversion rate on specific user behavior. This funnel analysis solved through MDS, cart, that is classification regression tree analysis, conjoint analysis, and correlate analysis. In funnel analysis, we will identify a specific workflow. We also identify the steps that a user must make to walk through the funnel. We identify the set of users who start on that funnel. Work out what caused the users to drop out of the funnel. Here, we'll discuss this analysis. Then there is a text analytics to find out the sentiment or measure sentiment analysis. We are using the text analytics, image analytics. We'll also explain my coming sessions. Then we'll discuss about churn analysis. It means to find out who are the customer who is going to be lose within coming years. Why you are using region churn? Because it helps to target the customer who are going to be lose. It is also, and also there are different techniques I'm going to use for churn analysis. One is called cart analysis. It's called lifetime value analysis, and another is called survival analysis. With the help of survival analysis, we are going to use to analyze the churn analysis. So this churn analysis can be carried out through CVM and RFM analysis. This is a churn. Some customers here join to another company. Some customers go to another company. I want to know who are they. Some customers are we are just lose. So for this case, we are using this concept called survival analysis. Here, the survival means if you see the graph, find out it means after 7 years, people start living. In first year, 100% people survive. After 3rd year, some people are churned. What it means, and after end of you may suppose it means 50% of probability of surviving beyond 8 years means 50% will just lose after 8 years. So after 7 years, if you compare, it means 80% probability of surviving and 20% you will lose. So this type of analysis you can carry out through survival analysis. We can also use survey analysis through gender wise. For example, here if you see these blue colors, dark blue is called male, green is called female, and we know that females are survival rate is higher than case of female in case of male rate. Because if you take the figure of at the age of 70 or you can take 75, the female survival is more than 85%, whereas the male survival is only 80%. We can also analyze the age wise. Not right. This is called the ISA model, an interpretive structural model. So it also helps us to establish a model based upon your independent variables to find out how should we go about it for your to track your problem, to solve your problem. So we will explain these tools in our coming session. This is called ISM, also interpretive structural model. So basically, these are the different all the tools and technical we use. The MCDM analysis that is called fuzzy, gradient offset, then that is data mining, neural network, logical reasoning, ASP, mental topsies, D analysis, fuzzy D analysis, network. So in my coming session, I will explain one tool. It means my focus will be I'll explain about MCDM, that is called MODM and MADM. MODM means multi-objective decision making tools, and MADM means multi-attribute decision making tools. Okay, so we'll explain. So first we'll start with multivariate, then you go for MODM model, then you go for MADM model in our coming session. The commercial software is available for analysis. For data mining, we are using the Togaware, Weka. For database, we are using Hivari, Infeson, Global. For data analysis, we are using the Chrome, HPCC. For document store, using Jasty. So for each and every objective, we are using different software. So my last, I want to say, imagine it, realize it, and trust it. Build a culture that includes analytical everywhere. Realize it, invest ahead of a scale in a big data and analytics platform, and trust it. Be proactive about privacy, security, and governance. So thank you very much. In next class, I will discuss about the bibliometry analysis. Thank you.